Life had become a quiet, heavy echo for the widower named Tom. After the loss of his beloved wife, Mary, the farm felt like an empty shell. The once vibrant sounds of laughter and lively chatter had faded into silence, leaving only the soft rustle of hay and the occasional cluck of hens to keep him company. Each day began with the same routine: feeding the animals, mending fences, and plowing fields. But it all felt hollow without her presence. Tom often found himself sitting on the old wooden porch, staring out at the sunset, remembering the warmth of Mary's smile and the way her laughter would dance through the air. The memories were bittersweet, mixing joy with an aching sadness. He struggled to keep up with the farm's demands, as his heart felt too heavy to bear the weight of chores and responsibilities. Friends from the nearby town offered their condolences, but their words felt distant. They didn't understand how isolating it was to work alone in a place that held so many memories. Nights were the hardest. Darkness wrapped around him like a heavy blanket, amplifying his loneliness. Tom would lie awake, staring at the ceiling, longing for companionship and someone to share his life with again. As days turned into weeks and then months, he realized that something had to change. The thought of staying trapped in this sorrowful routine pushed him to seek a new path, a chance at love that could lift the heaviness from his heart and bring life back to his farm. One chilly evening, while flipping through a dusty magazine he had found in the barn, Tom stumbled upon an ad for mail-order brides. The bright colors and hopeful words caught his attention. Pictures of smiling women from distant places accompanied stories about their dreams of finding love and starting a new life. As he read through the testimonials, something stirred inside him. Could this be the answer he had been searching for? Curiosity sparked, Tom began to learn more about the idea. He spent hours researching online, reading articles and forums where other men shared their experiences. Many spoke of finding genuine love and companionship that transformed their lives. The thought excited him, but it also filled him with doubt. Would a stranger truly want to share her life with someone like him? Despite his fears, the loneliness gnawed at him, urging him to take a leap of faith. Tom decided to fill out an application form, pouring his heart into the words that would describe who he was and what he hoped for in a partner. He included details about his farm, the beautiful sunsets, the quiet nights, and how much he longed to share those moments with someone special. As he pressed send on his application, a mix of anxiety and hope flooded over him. This was a bold step forward, one that could change everything. Though uncertainty loomed ahead, Tom felt a flicker of excitement for the first time in many months, a glimmer of hope that happiness might someday return to his life. The sun was just beginning to rise, casting a soft golden light across the farm, when Tom made his way to the barn to check on the animals. As he pushed open the heavy wooden door, a strange sight caught him off guard. There, nestled among the hay bales, was a woman sleeping peacefully. Her chestnut hair fell around her shoulders like a cascade of autumn leaves, and a worn blanket covered her from head to toe. Tom's heart raced. He rubbed his eyes, convinced that he was still dreaming or perhaps seeing things in the early morning light. But as he took a cautious step closer, the reality of the situation sank in. There was indeed a stranger in his barn. Confusion washed over him. Who was she? How did she get here? "Hello?" he called out softly, unsure if he should disturb her slumber. The woman stirred, blinking sleep from her eyes before looking up at him with surprise and fear. Tom's mind raced with possibilities. Was she lost? Had she come from town? As their eyes met, Tom suddenly felt an unexpected spark of connection. Despite his initial shock, he sensed something warm and inviting about her presence that brightened the emptiness of his barn. "I didn't mean to startle you," he said gently, kneeling down to appear less imposing. A mix of curiosity and concern washed over him as he prepared to learn her story and understand why she had chosen this place to rest. Tom took a deep breath, trying to steady himself as he looked into the woman's wide eyes. Hi," he stammered, feeling both awkward and intrigued.
"I'm Tom.
"I found you here, sleeping." The woman blinked, then slowly sat up, adjusting the blanket around her shoulders. "I'm Elena," she replied in a soft voice, her accent hinting at a faraway place. Uncertainty hung between them like delicate threads, weaving their fates together in that dim barn. How did you end up here? Tom asked gently, though his mind was racing with questions. I was looking for a new start, she explained quietly, her gaze dropping to the hay beneath her. I saw your ad, and I thought. Her voice trailed off, leaving the air thick with unspoken thoughts. Tom felt a mix of empathy and curiosity. You mean the mail-order bride ad? He watched her nod shyly, feeling an unexpected warmth sweep through him. I didn't expect anyone to actually show up. I mean, it's quite a leap of faith. Elena met his eyes again, courage building within her. It is, but I've been alone too, and I wanted something different. He nodded slowly, understanding her desire. I get that, he said softly, realizing they were both searching for something. A connection that could fill their empty lives. They sat in silence for a moment, their uncertainties melding into shared hopes as light poured through the barn doors. In that quiet space, an unusual bond began to form, a small spark igniting amid their many doubts. As the morning sun illuminated the barn, Tom and Elena sat on a hay bale, the air thick with the scent of fresh hay and the promise of new beginnings. Tom took a moment to gather his thoughts before gently asking, So, what led you to seek a mail-order bride? Elena hesitated for a moment, her eyes flickering with vulnerability. Back home, life was difficult, she began, her voice steady but tinged with sadness. I lost my parents in an accident when I was young and had to take care of myself. I worked hard to survive, but it never felt like I truly lived. She took a deep breath, glancing at the barn door as if searching for courage. I've always dreamed of finding love and building a family of my own, she continued. But in my town, it seemed impossible. So many men wanted just one thing, and few cared about genuine connection. Her gaze returned to Tom, filled with determination. When I saw your ad, I felt a flicker of hope. Maybe this was my chance to find something real. Tom listened intently, feeling a swell of empathy for her struggles. I know it must be a big leap for you, he remarked softly.
Elena nodded.
It is, but I believe in second chances. I want to create a life full of laughter and love, somewhere warm and safe. Their eyes met again, and Tom felt the weight of their shared stories binding them together. A promise that perhaps they could help each other heal and build the lives they both longed for. As the warm sun climbed higher in the sky, Tom and Elena found themselves sitting together on the hay bales, wrapped in an unusual silence that felt both comforting and heavy. Tom glanced at Elena, who gazed thoughtfully at the barn wall, her brow furrowed slightly. I know this is all so sudden, and it might be crazy, he began hesitantly. I mean, we barely know each other. Elena turned to him, a flicker of fear in her eyes. I think about that too, she admitted. What if I can't fit into your life here? What if I fail to make you happy? Her voice shook slightly, revealing her vulnerability. Tom's heart softened at her honesty. You're not alone in feeling that way. I've been through so much since my wife passed. It's scary to think I might not be ready for this kind of change. He paused, gathering his thoughts before continuing. But when I saw you in my barn, it felt different. Like maybe this is what we both need. Elena nodded slowly, reflecting on his words. It's true. There's a spark between us. But will it really last? Can we build a future from this? Tom reached out, taking her hand in his. Let's take it one day at a time. We can figure it out together. We may have doubts, but maybe it's worth exploring what we could become. With their fears laid bare and hearts open, they began to feel a sense of hope blossom between them, one that could guide them through the uncertainties ahead. In the days that followed, Tom and Elena spent much of their time together in the barn, finding comfort in each other's company. As they worked side by side, their laughter echoed off the wooden walls, filling the quiet space with a warmth that had long been absent. Elena took an interest in learning how to care for the animals, eager to be helpful. Can you show me how to feed the chickens? She asked one afternoon, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. Tom chuckled softly and nodded, feeling a sense of pride as he taught her. Together, they scattered grain on the ground, watching the chickens scurry about. During breaks, they would sit on the hay bales, sharing stories about their lives. Tom recounting humorous memories of his wife and Elena describing her childhood dreams. With each shared tale, their bond deepened, revealing layers of vulnerability and strength. One sunny afternoon, Tom brought out his old guitar and began to strum a few gentle chords. "Can you sing?" Elena teased with a playful smile. "I can try," he replied bashfully before launching into a simple song about love and home. Encouraged by his voice, Elena joined in with sweet harmonies that blended perfectly with the melody. Their laughter filled the air as they played music together, creating new memories to replace some of the old. The moments spent together began to hint at something deeper, an undeniable chemistry blossoming between them that felt both exciting and frightening. With every shared glance and touch, it became clear. This was more than just friendship. It was a chance for love to take root amid their uncertain lives. One evening, as the stars twinkled brightly in the night sky, Tom sat on the porch, reflecting on his growing feelings for Elena. The warmth of their shared moments filled him with hope, and he realized that he wanted to take a significant step forward. He wanted to marry her. The thought sent a wave of excitement through him, but it was also tinged with nervousness. Could he really ask her to be his wife? Determined, Tom decided that he would propose before dawn, under the same stars that had witnessed their connection blooming. He spent hours thinking about how best to express his feelings. As he wandered through the barn, he gathered some wildflowers he had seen earlier in the day. They were simple yet beautiful, just like the love that was blossoming between them. As the first light of dawn began to creep into the sky, casting a soft glow over the farm, Tom felt a surge of courage. He arranged the flowers carefully and tucked them behind his back as he walked toward Elena's makeshift bed in the barn. She stirred awake, her eyes slowly opening to meet his gaze. "Good morning," she said softly, a sleepy smile spreading across her face. Tom's heart raced. "I have something to ask you," he replied, kneeling down on one knee and revealing the wildflowers. "Elena, I know this has all happened so quickly, but you've brought joy back into my life in ways I never thought possible. Will you marry me?" Elena's eyes widened in surprise and delight as she took in his words and the flowers before her. In that moment, they both knew they were ready to embark on this new journey together. A journey filled with love and hope for a brighter future. The early morning sky began to lighten as Tom and Elena stood together in a small clearing behind the barn, surrounded by the soft whisper of the wind and the gentle rustling of leaves. Starry skies had been their witness, and now, they would celebrate their love under the awakening dawn. A simple wooden arch adorned with wildflowers, gathered lovingly by Tom, marked the spot where they would tie the knot. Tom's heart raced with a mix of excitement and nervousness as he glanced at Elena, her face glowing in the soft light. She wore a simple white dress that flowed gently around her, symbolizing a fresh start. With each passing moment, their shared glances spoke volumes about their commitment to one another. They exchanged heartfelt vows, words that came straight from their hearts. "I promise to stand by you through every season," Tom declared, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. Elena nodded, tears glistening in her eyes as she replied, "And I promise to build a loving home filled with laughter and warmth." As they slipped rings made from braided grass onto each other's fingers, they felt an unbreakable bond forming. The moment was intimate and pure, devoid of extravagance but rich with meaning. With the sun finally breaking over the horizon, casting a golden hue across the land, Tom and Elena shared a kiss that sealed their vows. In that quiet moment, surrounded by nature's beauty, they knew they had embarked on a journey of love and commitment, one that would transform their lives forever. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, illuminating their farm with a warm glow, Tom and Elena stood hand in hand, ready to embrace their new life together. The farm, once a place of solitude and memories of loss, began to transform into a vibrant space filled with laughter and hope. They were determined to create a home that echoed with joy, the very essence of what they both longed for. In the days that followed their wedding, Each morning brought new adventures and challenges. Together, they tended to the animals, planted flowers in the garden, and shared meals filled with homemade dishes. Tom marveled at Elena's enthusiasm as she introduced new ideas to the farm while also respecting its roots. Her spirit reinvigorated him, making him feel alive again. As they strolled through the fields at sunset, watching the colors change across the sky, Tom couldn't help but reflect on how far they had come. What started as a chance meeting in a barn blossomed into an unbreakable bond. They both carried their pasts with them but chose not to be defined by them. Instead, they focused on building a future full of love and togetherness. With every passing day, their dreams grew clearer. A home where love flourished, children's laughter filled the air, and joy became a part of everyday life. The uncertainty that once clouded Tom's heart was now replaced by excitement for what lay ahead. A bright future together on their beloved farm, united as partners for life.